Hi Libra, welcome to your monthly readings. As always, keep in mind that this is only a general reading. Always take what it feels right and with what does resonate within your own life experiences during this time. If you would like a personal reading with me, please contact me through the email I put in the description box below. For the month of July, I'm offering two special tarot offers. One is called Soulbound, and it's a reading that focuses on bringing some insight into relationship dynamics, particularly into the soul bonding aspect, how you emotionally connect with both existing relationships and possible future ones. And the other one is called Time Machine, and it's a reading that was created to bring some reflection upon how past influences might still consciously or unconsciously be interfering in both present and future possibilities and experiences. So if you would like to know more info about those specials or any other of my tarot services, just email me. Or if you would like to donate and support my channel, you can also do so by following the PayPal link, which is also down below, and as well my Facebook and Instagram page. So Libra, I do feel like the keyword for Libras during this month of July, it's selection. I feel like some of you are really being guided and in a way forced, impelled to stop, reflect, and differentiate right now during this time frame what is of importance versus what is not. Because I feel like some of you have your priorities, your where your attention needs to be, where your work needs to be, where your awareness needs to be. There's a lot of confusion, and for some of you it's misplaced. So you're putting a lot of energy or time or involvement into certain areas that are not as essential as you're being called to give to others, which means that some of you, I feel, during the month of July are going to feel the need to stop and deeply reflect, because I think that I feel like your mental process has this energy of going around in circles, and it's moving too much in this circular energy, and it's not getting you to a point of conclusion, to a point of clarity, which some of you are seeking, clarity of mind. There's a lot of tendency to escape through the use of your imagination, which means that some of you are really tempted to, fantasize a lot and spend more time fantasizing during this period of time than of doing. And I feel that for some of you, though, this is not just a negative energy. This is an energy that is also opening up for some of you Libras new channels of creativity, actually interests, things that you might be interests you might that might be new and that you start to develop. I feel like some of you during the month of July are extremely curious, and there's something here about the use of the mind to manifest that if properly, again, attuned into the right places with the right intent, working properly to bring forward those gifts of life that you want to attract, it can happen. So you're manifesting from deep places, because the Magician is in the soul position. So this is about your internal self and deep down how you're feeling about yourself and others during this period of time. So for some of you, you really want to take things into this light tone. Some of you are as well desiring to communicate with others in a level that's different, that it's fresh, that brings new ideas to the table. Some of you are really into dialogue and spending a lot of time communicating and building this type of conversation, either with your own being, internal communication, but as well with others, to open up doors of change, to open up doors as well of understanding of the possibilities that lie ahead. I feel like some of you have this very genius vibration as well during this period of time, which means that your ideas are brilliant, your ideas are worth pursuing and worth investing. But more than just staying in the arena of the idea, you need to go about it. You need to work through it. You need to build it into solid forms. And this is where I feel some of you Libras are having a little bit of a challenge. Others of you need to stop and reflect, because there's a lot of noise. Sometimes the magician as well can bring overly energetic, heightened kind of stimulation of the mind, which has a tendency to create noise. And it also, with so much energetic hype in the mind, it creates as well a difficulty concentrating and working again in a more solid form to attain those goals you have, which is the world in your conscious position. So during the month of July, your ambition is as well stimulated here. And I think that in terms of work, the career aspect of your life is the area that I feel some of you should be focusing more during this period of time, due to the fact that you can reap so much benefits during this period of time if you put the amount of effort you're being called and knowledge you have acquired so far, if you put it into something that you know it's going to somehow help you move to the next stage, help you move to the next arena of experience that deep down some of you are craving. Because I feel like some of you want a new beginning in terms of career, or what you do most of the day, the main activity or focus where you want to have this initiation phase. Some of you have this urge to just have a fresh experience coming to your life. And it could be about studies, it could be about work, it could be about hobbies, it could be about travel. It just this urge, this craving, I feel like some of you might have more intensely during the month of July, because you have reached I feel like some of you have come a long way towards this world energy, which means that some of you are doing something currently that you have been doing for a long time, or that you just know how to do with your eyes closed. And this is something that, even though of course can have its benefits, I feel like for some of you it's becoming an energy of limitation, because you want to see what lies beyond what you know how to do so easily. So some of you are not interested in the easy way, but at the same time that you're not interested in the easy way, you are as well accustomed to this. So it's hard for you to break free from the energy of the world and put the amount of necessary work to work on this new thing you want, because it's a new experience. And so you don't feel as skilled or equipped, right, to safely jump into new opportunities as you would like to. And this is why you have as well the Page of Swords. It's all about learning. It's all about acquiring the information as well. Some of you desire to acquire during this period of time. As I said again, I think that there is information, communication, dialogue that's going to be extremely important. But the Page of Swords warns to the tone it's used, the tone that it's being used in terms of communication with others, because there can be a tendency for misunderstandings, irritation, criticism, that type of communication that it's not, harmonious, or that it's again so energetic, so stimulated by a lot of different ideas and concepts, that it can easily get, because of its energy, can easily get into a way of coming across as being too pushy, or wanting to convince someone else of your own ideas and not listening to others, or feeling like you're being attacked or offended. Creating such a personal relationship with your ideas and your thoughts that anyone that has a different opinion, you might not be taking that as lightly as you should. Others of you, though, have this revamping of energy that is really beautiful to see. It's like it's like you're shining like a diamond. There's this energy of a light, being a light of youth, this light of youth, or this light of, just newness that is really transpiring into your physical being. And as having here the magician in the soul position and the sun as a past influence, I think that this is something that some of you have already started to understand, to create, to work on your own. It's like this need to break free and to just have this energy of your solar plexus being completely open to and radiating here your light, right? Of ego in the right place, which means identity, personality, affirmation of your ideas, creativity, willpower. And some of you are really into this energy of just being yourselves and expressing yourselves as you want and not, apologizing for that. So you're very, again, attached to the power of your ideas and the intents you have. And so when that might be crossed by a difference or an obstacle, you're being tested as well to not be immature about your reactions, because the magician and the page of swords can be quite immature if they lash out and if they don't work, in understanding the other side of the situation here as well. Others of you feel like your head is spinning around ideas. Again, for some of you that might feel this way during the month of July, it's really important to stop and remain in this passive, reflective mode, even though you might not really want to or fight against it. But stay in this reflective mode until the spinning stops. You don't want to make decisions, or you don't want to say something while your ideas are not in place. Others of you, I feel like if you need help to know something, if you feel like you need assistance or guidance in a certain way, if you feel like you need something, I feel like some of you need help as well. And you might be not asking for this help out of pride or shame or guilt. And I think that if you need help in building whatever you need to build during this period of time, if you need to ask something, do it, because that as well can open doors for you, again, of understanding. And by itself, the support you might receive might make you receive as well this type of confidence boost that some of you need to actualize the changes your being is calling you to actualize. Because as you go into August, you have the death energy, so expect change whatever happens during the month of July. As you go into August, those experiences are being manifested as a profound change ahead. So things no longer will be the same for you after this month. There is a particular aspect of your internal or outer self that will profoundly change. And this is why it's so important for you to clear your mind and really think about, really understand the quality of your thoughts, the quality of your ideas, where is this coming from, and what does this mean ahead. And you go from there one step at a time. And because your creativity is so heightened here, I really think that your creative self is supercharged. So, and our creative self is the place from which we also co-create our reality. So everything you write, everything you say, everything you think, don't undervalue the power of that, because that is going to be immediately in a very fast comeback energy be shown to you. It's like I don't know if it happens to you, but sometimes it does to me. Like sometimes I'm writing something, I like to write, and I write something and I just write because it's coming out of me and I really don't think about it. But then something happens and I get that thought triggered that, oh, I wrote this, let me go check it again. And the way I wrote it and the way it was manifested just days apart, it's incredible. Those are things that are really important to to it's like to be attentive, to pay attention to everything we put out, because in a way that's going to reflect what we bring in as well into our personal lives. And I also feel like for some of you, again, there's professional development, which means that for Libras that already started to create something that it's exciting you, that it's interesting, keep working, because the results will be, I feel, very favorable to you. Now, in terms of the emotional and relationship aspect, this is where I feel there's a challenging force here. I feel like some of you are, attached to a relationship or relationship dynamics that are outdated. There needs to be a transformation, a change in the way you're connecting with others emotionally. I feel like there's powerful attachments that some of you are really having a hard time breaking free from. There's such a depth of connection, but not well expressed or lived, which means that the connection that some of you feel like you can't let go of, the love of it, the meaning of it, it's real, but the attachment, it's like the core, the roots are real and they are meaningful and they are okay, but the way you are living this attachment, right, in the outer sphere, it might not be the most healthy one. I feel like some of you don't currently, either you are not living in the most healthy relationship dynamics. There might be a lot of codependency or this type of don't leave me pressure, this type of things that, deep down are being shown here as a real strong feeling of fear to let go or to lose, someone, but losing someone as seeing them as a possession, right? Or something you can control, right? The moment they leave or the moment they stay or they come back. It's a very weird combination of emotions here for some of you, that it's steering the waters within. So emotionally, yes, Libras might not be in the best position during the month of July, because there's a lot of things that are happening to you. And I think that especially as you go into August, you're being called to put the end mark on stories that have finished, relationships that have finished, but most important than all, patterns that are not okay, that are keeping you from embracing the change. Your life is kind of demanding you to change, so you can find fulfilling emotional experiences, or you can renew and transform existent relationships in your life. This doesn't mean that relationships need to end. It means that the way you're going about it, you and this person, whoever the type of area of love connection this is, it could be romantic, intimate, friendship, family, so forward. It's just the way both are interacting. It needs to be transformed, like emotional recycling of behaviors that are putting a lot of weight upon Libras, because I think that the mind is, I think you're having this beautiful, interesting new beginning in the mind. But because of how you feel inside in terms of your relationships or longing as well to receive something in this area of emotions and relationships, you might be, this energy may be weighing upon you and keeping you from achieving the great ideas and the great creative aspirations that some of you have. So again, keyword selection. I think that some of you really need to, as well, during this time of needing to stop before you make decisions or understand where the endings are and the beginnings are. I think that you need to understand what is good for you and what is not, so you can again make the differentiation within what's going on, because I feel like some of you have so much going on. It's this crazy thing about not being able, this is why it's so important to stop. I think that some of you don't really actually have the time to stop as needed, and some of you as well, this need to internalize what's good from what's not. Some of you don't have as well you emotionally as a priority, which means that you are willing to maybe keep on having, the same toxic weight of relationships because you're putting this other person or this relationship as a priority and not you, not your sense of self-preservation, protection, your sense of emotional as well care. So self-love is also in focus, especially for Libras that are, again, with it's like broken relationships that are broken, the links are broken, and you might be fighting against this fact that the relationship is broken. And if it's something that you want to keep insisting, or you want to keep trying to repair, or you want to end, some of you are really you're having here a crossroads in relationships, tough decisions. There's this crossroads about love. There's really tough decisions for some of you to make ahead, especially as you go into August. Now, I feel like others of you, this is a fear of, that there are relationships that are over, but again, the codependency issue or the fear of, or not wanting to hurt this other person, not wanting to let down, this other person, or the image that the relationship carries to the world, those type of, things we hold on to that keeps us from actually having, it keeps us from actually having the happiness or attracting these circumstances to find fulfilling relationships and circumstances around us to free us, because I think that some of you, the issue here, one way or the other, you're afraid of the freedom. You're afraid to pay the cost of this freedom, of what this would mean if you would choose to make the endings that you're being called to make. But the death card is one of those cards you can't get away with. So as you go into August, be prepared to be asked to let go of something that is keeping you from standing in the sun and having that amazing light blessing you, showering you with great, great, great blessings from the universe. So I hope you have a great month of July. Thank you so much for all of you that have been liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, and donating to my channel. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hopefully, we'll see each other soon.